Mortgage applications up nearly 12% last week. That's because rates ticked a little lower. And European Union officials are coming down hard on Starbucks and Fiat Chrysler, saying each will have to make $34 million in tax repayments. That's after determining some sweetheart tax breaks were illegal. Now, other U.S. firms under investigation, McDonald's, Amazon, and Apple. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
As the owner of a sock shop,
consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live local news here on Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. A shooting took place last night at Wilson Elementary School at 2894 North Bell Street, about 2 blocks southeast of the 210 and Waterman Avenue in San Bernardino. Officers found that the victim, a janitor standing in front of the school, he told police he was smoking a cigarette and standing in front when a parked van pulled up and he saw men approaching him. The janitor turned around and began walking toward the school, and that's when he heard gunfire. The janitor was hit in the arm with non-life-threatening injuries. The incident has since been turned over to San Bernardino City Unified School District Police. And a solar power plant at the center of the Obama administration's push to reduce America's carbon footprint by using millions of taxpayers' dollars to promote green energy has its own carbon pollution problem. The Ivanpah plant in the Mojave Desert uses natural gas as a supplementary fuel. Data from the California Energy Commission show that the plant burned enough natural gas in 2014, its first year of operation, to emit more than 46,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide. That's nearly twice the pollution threshold for power plants or factories in California to be required to participate in the state's cap and trade program to reduce carbon emissions. Inland Empire weather, we are looking at some clouds out there, breezy conditions, and a high of about 82 with an overnight low of about 60 degrees. Checking out your driving conditions, there's a couple situations out there. The off-ramp is closed at the eastbound 10 at Milliken Avenue. That's due to a crash, so traffic is pretty well slow from Haven. And in the Cajon Pass, there's a disabled vehicle blocking the center lane. It's on the 15 northbound just past the 138. Road construction going on the 60 westbound at Ramona, and that means that the Ramona on-ramp is shut down along with the right lane, and that goes on until 2:30. Traffic is backed up to Central. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
This is a coordinated emergency alert system monthly test of the broadcast stations and cable systems of our area. Equipment that can warn you during emergencies is being tested. This concludes this monthly test of the emergency alert system. If this had been an actual emergency, such as an earthquake, fire, or flood, official messages would have followed the alert tone. KCAA 1050 AM serves the Riverside San Bernardino area. This concludes this monthly test of the emergency alert system.
Determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us. It's your show because it's a show by you and for you. The phone number, 888-825-5225. Andrew is in Pittsburgh. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Hey, Dave, how's it going today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, a couple of things. First of all, I want to say thanks. My wife and I got involved with the program here about back in October, and we've done really well. We got our emergency fund funded, say, in February, and we've already paid off $16,000 since February, if you can believe it. So we're really moving right along, and I want to say thanks.
Congratulations. How much debt you got left?
We've got a good bit. We've got about $50,000 to go, and then plus the house.
Okay,
but we're really working hard, and it's coming along really well. So I just want to say thanks.
Well, thank you.
But, my real question today was actually for my parents, my mother and my stepfather, trying to get them involved. And they had a question. Actually, I had a question about their life insurance. He has a whole life policy that he's been paying for pretty much his whole life since his 20s. He's now 60, I think, 2. And it's got a cash value of about $17,000. They'd really like to get started, and I'm not an expert, but based on what I've heard from you, I thought maybe a suggestion would be to cash it in and then start a term life plan and use that money to get themselves started. Does that seem like it would make sense?
Yeah. Do they have any money?
I don't think a lot. But then again, I wasn't prying because we just kind of started talking about it over the weekend, and I talked to them for probably a couple of hours. But we weren't quite at that point. But I don't think they have a lot, Dave.
What's their household income, would you guess?
I would care to guess probably somewhere 55 to 65. That's both of them.
Okay. All right. Is that split about down the middle, or?
No, I think it's pretty much leaning one way. My mom does some part-time work as a waitress, and my stepfather works in a plant.
Okay. So if he gets term insurance and at 70 years old he doesn't have any insurance,
sure. He's 61 or 2, and I thought maybe if they get a 10-year or 15-year plan.
Yeah, if they got a 10-year, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. How much is the face of the whole life? Do you know the face on it?
I'm not sure. I know it's $17,000 value right now. Yeah. I want to say it's probably $50,000 because it was purchased when he was 20. So I wouldn't think it was a very high amount.
Yeah, it might be 25.
Yeah, probably. And that's why I thought if you can get away with it now, taking it out, if you can qualify for a new term, that might be a way to go. And I ran across a couple family members who've all been listening to you like crazy, and everybody thinks I'm nuts. But we all said, I don't know. I said, I'm going to call Dave. So
yeah, if they're going to go in whole hog, meaning they're going to bust it and get it completely out of debt and build wealth as fast as they possibly can, then yes, I would try to get a 10-year term. You can go to XanderInsurance.com, XanderINS.com, and get a quick, easy quote on that. But it just makes me nervous. Now, I would cash that in if it's like a $30,000 or less.
Okay.
If it's a $50,000, I might hold it a little while until we get some of these steps done, because I don't want him to have no insurance.
Right, I understand.
If he can get, I take it back. If he can get a good term insurance policy, $100,000 or $200,000 or something, and on him, she's going to have more money. And
yeah,
how's his health?
Pretty good, actually. Yeah, he's in pretty good health. My mom packs him a lunch cake every day, which we tell her she should stop doing that, but they are so tasty.
So they're so he's probably going to qualify then for the insurance.
Yeah, I think he'd actually be okay. That's why I thought if he could get a new plan, maybe it'd be worth it or advantageous for him to take that money and get rolling.
It would be because that policy is going to be less than 50, and he's going to have insurance in place, but now they've got to play through because this policy's not going to be that long with him getting it at this age.
Sure. That's what I thought. You're going to have 10 to 15 years, maybe 20 if you push it to get everything done.
No, he's not going to have 20.
Not even 20. Okay, well, that's good. So you know more than I do, and that's why I wanted to call you.
Yeah, but they're going to have to get out of debt and use that cash flow to build wealth very quickly.
Right. Yeah, I know they both want to retire. My mom is 63, and he's 62 or 1, so it's time. And he's worked at the same place for quite a many years. I think when he was 20 he started, so I'm sure he's done looking at the inside of those walls, so I'm trying to help him out,
Yeah, the trick is to make sure she's taken care of if something happens to him when he's 74, if he doesn't have insurance at that point.
Absolutely.
That's what you've got to backfill for to make this idea work. It's touch and go, but I think I would do it. Thanks for the call. Kelly's with us in Albuquerque. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Doing very blessed, Dave. How are you doing?
Just the same. How can I help?
Hey, Dave, I have gotten a new job, and I'm trying to figure out what to do then with my retirement. I don't have much right now in my 401, but I want to figure out if I should move it over or if I should just open up a new IRA or something like that with who I'm dealing with now.
Your retirement account from your old job?
Yes.
Yeah, I would always roll it to an IRA. Anytime you leave, always roll it to an IRA in good growth stock mutual funds. If it's under $10,000, just pick you one good growth stock mutual fund. If it's over $10,000, then we always recommend you spread it across 4 types of mutual funds: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international.
Okay, and that can't be a Roth, can it? Just a regular 401?
I would make it a traditional IRA because if you roll it to a Roth, it's going to create taxes.
Okay.
And I don't want to pay the taxes on it right now unless you've just got some extra money.
Okay, no, I really don't.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's just roll it. And the best thing to do is just jump on DaveRamsey.com if you don't have a mutual fund broker, and you can find out who we recommend for that under our ELP, Endorsed Local Provider Program. And find our ELP for investing. Click on that. They'll get right back to you, and they'll help you do what's called a direct transfer rollover, Kelly. And that's where the money is moved directly from your old company's 401k into the IRA. The check doesn't come to you. It goes directly into the IRA. That way there's no taxes on it, there's no withholding on it, and there's no problems on it. And that's the best way to do your rollover. And always do a direct transfer rollover. And folks, always take your 401k, your 403 money with you when you leave, because in the open market there's 8,000 mutual funds to choose from. You can probably find better funds than you had, but most of all, you've got control of it and you've got flexibility of it. You don't have to go back to your old company's HR team to get a hold of your money. It's much, much easier, much better to keep it clean that way. So, thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Dodd's on Twitter. My health insurance is through the roof. What's your opinion of HSAs? I'm a huge fan of the health savings accounts. Most people use them not really for the health savings account option, but just because they're a high deductible, cheaper premium health insurance in this Obamacare disastrous health insurance environment that we're in. And yes, it's disastrous. Our health care costs for 500 people went up $1 million. Thank you, President Obama, he says sarcastically. So, no, it's just crap. So the HSA is the only way to go. But you've got to make sure you've got your emergency fund in place. I love the HSA, though. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
If you don't know what it's all about, Dr. Jolly will tell you on What's It All About, Wednesday afternoons at 3 on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Gather your friends, your golf buddies, your church group, the people in your office, even the ones you don't like. October 24th is the date for this year's Ontario Airport Plane Pull for the USO. Travelers Aid of the Inland Empire and Baldy View ROP also benefit. Be there Saturday morning, October 24th at the Old Terminal 1, Vineyard Avenue and Airport Drive. Bring the family. The Ontario Planeful is presented by Ontario International Airport and the Friends of Ontario Airport. Major sponsorship includes Los Angeles World Airports and KCAA 1050 AM.
I would absolutely recommend Churchill Mortgage to any of my friends, family, coworkers. They treated me like as if I was buying $1 million home, and that just made such a huge difference, knowing that I'm more around the 100,000 range than $1 million, but yet the treatment was just very respectful and very professional.
Call Churchill Mortgage today or visit us online to discover why we're the only mortgage company Dave Ramsey has ever endorsed.
This is KCAA.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
For those of you traveling by air to celebrate this holiday season, LA Ontario International Airport wants you and your family to have a fun and safe trip. For your convenience,
remember, TSA travel rules are for your safety and those of others. LA Ontario International Airport reminds you to arrive early and check with your airlines for flight delays or cancellations.
ONT offers 62 daily flights to 15 nonstop western cities. This year, Santa brings your airport the Pause Pet Assisting with Smiles stress relief program. So, make sure to stop and pause a while, then sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. For more airport information, please visit us at lawa.org.
Join KCAA Radio and the Savacito Sunday Squad for the second annual Trunk or Treat Sunday, November 1st at the Carousel Mall from 5 till 9. It's an extra day of trick-or-treating for the kids in a safe environment. All car clubs are invited to bring candy and to participate in the car decorating contest. There will also be a costume contest for all age groups. Tell your friends and make plans for the second annual Trunk or Treat at the Carousel Mall Sunday, November 1st, 5 till 9, sponsored in part by KCAA.
For more local radio every day, listen to KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Ernesto is with us in Kansas City. Hi, Ernesto. How are you?
Hey, good, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Awesome. Hey, my wife and I currently own a duplex, and we would really like your advice on what to do with it. We're currently on baby step number 4.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any kids yet, so we haven't started the college fund,
mm-hmm.
And our primary residence is paid off. So the house we live in is paid off.
How much do you owe on the duplex?
On the duplex, we owe $128,000.
And what's your household income?
Currently, it's $92,000, but it's going to go down because I'm in school doing a career change to become an actuary,
mm-hmm.
and we're paying cash for the tuition. So. And the duplex is worth about $100,000 to $115,000, so it's a little bit underwater there. we do have some cash set aside, but every time we think about selling it and taking the hit and using our cash, which we're saving up for our next house, it kind of makes us cringe a little bit, and we always end up just keeping it because it always stays rented.
Mm-hmm.
So
is it at least covering the mortgage?
Yeah, it's covering mortgage, taxes, insurance, and if we have a repair, it breaks even. So, if we have like a plumbing repair or an electrical repair or something.
But you're pretty well with a little bit of vacancy every now and then and a little bit of repairs, you're basically losing a little money probably. But nothing like if you sold it. So how much cash have you got saved?
We have, if you don't count the house that we live in, selling that and then using that for our next house, which is how we're looking at it, but we have about $50,000 set aside.
I'm talking about cash.
Yeah, cash $50,000.
Okay, and you owe $120, and you think the duplex is worth $115.
That's on the high side. We owe $128, and on the high side is worth $115. Between $100 and $115.
Yeah, if you don't mind the duplex, if it's not giving you a hard time and it's not got a bunch of angst in your life because of it, I'd try to hold it until it comes on up. But as soon as you can break even on it, I'd get it sold.
Okay.
It's not a good piece of property.
It's not, yeah.
Because you owe so stinking much on it, and your income's getting ready to go down.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's just not a bargain.
Right.
The thing, we do all this work and we break even. This is a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an investment. It's supposed to make money, obviously. So, I would get rid of it as quickly as I can once it gets up to break even. But I'm with you. I'm going to kind of probably tinker along with it here, see if I can keep from writing a $15,000 or a $20,000 check out of your $50,000 and see if you can get the value to recover before you dump it. That's what I would do. Linda's in Phoenix. Hi, Linda. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Great. Well, I have a question for you. Well, for the last 8 months, I've read the Total Money Makeover. I'm following the steps. I'm working on that debt snowball. I'm planning on, I work in sales and dental sales. I'm a dental hygienist. I'm planning on paying all my debts down, the Sally Mae, everything. And when I get to that point in the next few months, I thought, well, maybe I should pay a little bit ahead on my mortgage. I do have a 30-year, and I do have PMI right now. But my question is, I get all these offers in the mail, these term reducers. What is that about? Is this worth doing, or can you just do this on your own?
You do it on your own. You don't need to do it. But pay someone to do it. You're talking about a biweekly mortgage? Yeah. What a biweekly mortgage is you pay a half a payment every 2 weeks. A typical 30-year mortgage will pay off in something like 23 years by doing that. Okay. But the problem is that, or what happens is not that the biweekly is magical. It's that you're paying a half a payment every 2 weeks. There's 26 2-week periods in a year. 26 halves is 13 wholes.
Right.
So you're paying an extra payment a year is what you're doing. And that's why it pays off. That's why it pays off 7 years earlier or so. It's not because it's biweekly. There's no magic in the biweekly aspect of it. So you could just pay 1/12 of your mortgage payment extra principal reduction each month, and you would have almost to the penny the same result. And you don't have to pay somebody $500 to set up the program and $15 a month to manage it or whatever it is they charge you. But yeah, I would avoid that. Now, I would never. You said pay ahead on your mortgage. You never pay ahead. You don't prepay a mortgage because that doesn't save you anything. All you're doing is paying December's interest in October. You don't want to do that. You want to, if you're going to pay ahead on the mortgage, what you want to do instead is say principal reduction. I want to pay down my balance. And that saves you interest, because that slides you forward in the amortization schedule. And that's the best route to go. And, of course, I wouldn't be doing any of that until I was out of debt and had my emergency fund in place.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping to in the next couple of years.
Good. You're on your way then. Good. Very cool. We appreciate you listening. Thanks for calling in. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in and we will talk. Lonnie is in Fresno. Hi, Lonnie. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thank you. Good to be able to talk to you.
You too, sir. How can I help?
I will be 65 at the end of this month. And I'm getting all kinds of ads in the mail, of course, concerning Medicare, but everybody that's sending ads has skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to find out is where can I go to get advice that is not prejudiced toward one thing or the other, to be able to figure out what I need to sign up for and what supplements will work for my situation.
Just because someone has skin in the game doesn't disqualify them. Now, some of those ads you're getting and stuff, you're probably not going to find what I'm going to tell you. But what I would do is try to find a good insurance broker who would have skin in the game. But here's what you're looking for anytime you're dealing with a financial product: an investment, a mortgage, a piece of real estate, insurance. You're looking for someone with the heart of a teacher. And what that means is you need someone that will sit down with you and teach you what these different options are for Medicaid supplement, and then you're going to look at that and go, well, then option C is the best for me, or option A is the best for me. Once you see what it is and you understand the different options, and you've got a clear apples to apples, not apples to oranges, comparison across them, you can look at them, and if you do 6th grade math, you can pick the right one, right? But your problem is you just need someone to teach you. Now, there are good people around the insurance world that will have the heart of a teacher. They are more rare than the other kind that you're worried about.
Right.
Thus, you said skin in the game. But it's real simple. If you sit down with somebody that got the heart of a salesman and it feels slick and like you need to take a shower after you met with them, then we're not going to do the deal with them. But if I sit down with them and I come away going, well, that lady really knows her stuff, and look at what she taught me, and based on that, I need to go with this. And I don't feel like I'm being steered or arm twisted or something like that. But anytime you feel that stuff, just get out of the room with financial people. Problem is about 85% of them are that way, and only about 15% of them have the heart of a teacher.
Okay. Any advice on where to look? Just, open the phone book
well, on the insurance world, I'm a big fan of the insurance broker, which means they represent several different brands of insurance.
Right.
And they're not tucked in with one particular brand. A brand would be where it would be the agent there is called a captive agent. And so that means they only have one type of it, one brand of insurance to sell. State Farm only sells State Farm. Farm Bureau only sells Farm Bureau. Sometimes they have the best product, but they can only sell one product, and so they're stuck. So I love a broker that can shop around among several different insurance companies, bring it all out, put it all out on the table, and go, okay, here's things you can do. And here's the way they all work, and now you make your choice, and then that's the way they make their sale, is by providing service and education rather than arm twisting. You can check one of our endorsed local providers on the insurance side, the PNC ones, the property and casualty ones. Some of those guys may have the Medicaid supplement. If they do, they'll have that heart of a teacher. We don't have that as an exact ELP, though. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Last week, Southern California flash floods turned out to be deadly after all.
The vehicle was covered in mud. It had to be dug out of 6 feet of dirt. A bulldozer and hand crews carefully exposed it inside. LA County firefighters say they found a body. They spent hours working to get the body out.
Correspondent Alex Stone, the victim identified as 49-year-old Robert Rasmussen. Californians who fall victim to crime will soon be getting more money to help in their recovery. The State Victim Compensation Board approving an 8-part proposal that will boost benefits.
Innocent victims being traumatized and often having expenses that they don't have any way to cover.
Executive Officer Julie Nauman. Sacramento Mayor Kevin Johnson says he will not seek a third term in office. That announcement coming amid renewed focus on 2-decade-old sexual abuse allegations made against Johnson when he played for the NBA Suns in Phoenix. Geico weather, dry, warm conditions again through much of the state. No rain in the interim forecast. Jeff Scott, California News.
The smarter way to manage business expenses, presented by Concur.
After my conference, I checked out of the hotel and the bill was automatically added to my expense report. Then I hopped into a taxi. I snapped a photo of the receipt using Concur, and bam, there it was on my expense report. Then I used my corporate card to buy the client's lunch. Another charge added to my expense report.
Expense reports that write themselves. Just one of the many ways Concur helps manage your company's spend so you can focus on the big picture. Take a free test drive today at tryconcur.com.
Geico presents 15 Things to See and Do in California. The USS Midway Museum is an unforgettable adventure for the entire family. Guests of the San Diego landmark can spend the day exploring the exhibits, restored aircrafts, and flight simulators aboard the USS Midway, America's longest-serving aircraft carrier of the 20th century. That's one of 15 things to see and do in California, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. The 4th annual Eat and Be Well serves up free, fun food and much-needed health services to Inland Empire's underserved populations. The annual Project Boone event draws hundreds of people together for a fun-filled day of feasting, music, and dancing. The 4th annual Eat and Be Well happens November 25th, the day before Thanksgiving at Seville Park in Fontana, beginning at 10 a.m. The goal of Eat and Be Well is to serve over 1,500 attendees, and Eat and Be Well relies on donations to cover the cost of food items. Eat and Be Well also serves up long-term health and wellness by partnering with other nonprofits that have programs to help the underserved population. You can contribute or sign up to volunteer at Eat and Be Well's website, or you can drop off canned food like sweet potatoes, corn, green beans, and cranberry sauce at Cowboy Burgers and Barbecue in Rancho Cucamonga. For more information, visit www.eatbewell.org and help put the giving into Thanksgiving with the 4th annual Eat and Be Well celebration. Again, go to www.eatbewell.org and be a part of the giving this holiday season. That's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
We found the problem with your car. Turns out the carburetor differential modulator is out.
What?
And while we were digging around in there, this thing fell off.
Stop. There's no automotive repair nightmares at Diego Martinez's 5-Star Automotive in San Bernardino. 5-Star Automotive, where you'll get a great experience, and home of the $15.99 oil change. That's right, just $15.99. They specialize in transmissions, brake repair, AC, and many other repairs, all with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Diego knows when your auto needs 5-star attention, it's never convenient. He offers a 12-month interest-free auto repair loan on major auto repairs with no money down. He'll even throw in free towing and a 10% discount for his neighbors in the 909 who work for the city and county of San Bernardino. Call 909-387-0770. That's 387-0770. Your neighbors at 909 West 2nd Street in San Bernardino.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent-free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
E-Digits. Lock them in for more information, recreation, and guaranteed fun. KCAA 1050 AM.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Chris and Jessica are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave. We're
welcome,
great.
welcome. And you're here to do your debt-free scream. Where are you from?
We're from Mableton, Georgia.
Mableton,
That is
Georgia.
just west of Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Very cool. All right. And how much debt have you paid off?
$363,000.
Wow. Okay. And how long did this take?
About 8 years.
Okay. Making what kind of money?
We started at $75,000 and we ended up around $280,000.
Well, there's a little jump. What happened in the income?
She got a real job.
I finally got a job.
Yeah, you got a real job. What do you do for a living?
I'm a neonatologist.
Oh, well, there's that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that helps. And so you came out of med school, and this was med school debt, I'm guessing.
Almost all. About $9,500 was a car very early on, and then actually $50,000 was a second mortgage on our house, but the remainder was student loans.
Wow. And so you just began to tear away at it as an, wait a minute, you started this 8 years ago, but you haven't been out of school 8 years.
No.
Well, we started were out of school, but I was a resident.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. we first started when it was just me had an income at $75,000. And we finally decided to do this. We just kind of drew a line in the sand and said, this is what we're going to live on until we're debt free.
Okay. And then so she comes out of residency. How long have you been out of residency?
Just a year.
Oh, okay. So the income's not been that big for very long.
Oh, no, not very long at all.
All right. So that kind of was the icing on the cake. You'd already made a lot of headway before then, hadn't you?
Yes, sir.
So how much was left a year ago?
Probably just over $100,000.
Yeah, I was thinking. So you'd already paid off $250,000.
Yeah, we've been living on little for a long time.
Wow, amazing. But how old are you?
34?
I'm 35.
And you make almost $300,000 a year, and you don't have any stinking debt in the world.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
It's pretty amazing. Wow. And what a wonderful career path. Wow. So what happened? What started you guys on this process 8 years ago? Tell me that part of the story.
I say I slowed it down. Somebody showed me your stuff, and I started reading it. Most of the debt was hers. I came home, and it was like, we made a huge mistake. We've ruined our lives, and we got to fix this now. And here's the solution. So I started with the what instead of the why.
Yeah.
And so she pushed back immediately.
Yeah.
But just through a lot of prayer and just a lot of just other people bringing up your stuff to her, we just slowly got her on board.
Okay. All right.
I think I had to get past the guilt before I could move on. So.
The guilt of $300,000 worth of student loan debt, huh?
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then, so what helped you do that? Well, how did you get past it to where you turned the corner and said, okay, this is not a guilt thing. It's just a numbers thing. I'm going to kill it.
Well, I think I started to live by two principles. One was contentment, and not just with money, but with everything. It's a long road to get through medical school, and so you had to be content with every step, and that actually really helped me. And then the other was stewardship, and we had to be good stewards of our money and of our time and of our talents, and so just reminded myself of those two things and asked God to remind me of those over and over again.
Yeah, and He will if you ask Him.
Absolutely.
In a way that's just relentless, actually. So that's fun. Well, congratulations, you guys. So what's your big goals with money? What is it you want to do with money?
It's whatever God wants us to do. Because we were talking about that. I'm the super nerd. I'm the engineer. And you would think writing those big checks would be hard. And it was a little bit, but not really, because we really got to the point where it's not our money. And we're just going to carry that forward. I mean, it was to work to this point, why change?
But what is tickling the back of your brain that God's talking to you about that you think, hey, we need to do this? Buy a house, travel, give, support missionaries? I don't know.
We have a house that we're working on paying off the rest of it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so we'd like to do that. And I think I have the heart of a giver for sure. And so our goal together is to be able to just when we see a need, to be able to meet it.
Yeah.
And to be intentional about the needs we meet.
That's what I've always just wanted to be the guy that sees somebody who needs a car and go, here, take mine. It's just a car. And if they really need it, just do it. I think that'd be just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, we love to travel.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, good. Very cool. Well, you're going to be able to do all that and more. Congratulations. Well done, you guys.
Thank you.
And what do you tell people the key to paying off $363,000 in 8 years is?
Well, I mean, it was contentment and stewardship and all these things, but she brought up a really good point that, you know, when it's just the 2 years or whatever, emotion can carry you so far, but emotion wasn't going to carry us 8 years.
Right.
And we did the math, we saw it, and so we really just changed the principles of our lives and really saw that, you know, we believe Proverbs 22:7. We believe that to the core. And I see Proverbs 21:5 that says the plans of the diligent lead to a profit. We got to have a plan. We got to work hard.
So set goals.
Yeah.
And follow your budget.
There you go. And it sounds like you guys have been communicating a lot about this too.
It's been fantastic for the marriage. Absolutely.
Well, congratulations. And who's the little one?
Well, this is little Ramsey David. We named him after you.
Yeah, right. That's not the truth.
His name is Grayson.
Ah, okay. And how old is Grayson?
2 months yesterday.
All right. That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, congratulations, you guys. You got the world by the tail. Beautiful baby, beautiful marriage. Life is good. And, man, great income and career track. You got a lot of positive things coming on the horizon. All right, Chris and Jessica from the Atlanta, Georgia area, $363,000 paid off in 8 years, making $75,000 all the way to $280,000. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt free!
Congratulations, you guys. Very, very well done. Oh, man, that's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Well, if you want to save some money and plan for your future, but you don't know where to start, a lot of these people doing these debt-free screams have gone through a class we have called Financial Peace University. Financial Peace University's had over 4 million people go through it. The averages are in the first 90 days of going through this class, the average family pays off $5,300 in debt and saves $2,700. That's just the first 90 days. That's $8,000 change. That makes it worth paying to go to a class and taking up your time to go to the class. It's 1 night a week for 9 weeks. And for a limited time, right now, we've got a bunch of classes starting, so you can be finished by Christmas all over the nation. You can go to DaveRamsey.com and click on the class finder. You'll find a class near you. But if you sign up to go to the class right now, we're going to throw in a free copy of my latest book, the ebook version of The Legacy Journey. We're going to give you a free ebook, The Legacy Journey. So go to DaveRamsey.com. Or you can call customer care at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. Jeremy is in Tampa. Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm great. How are you today, sir?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I wanted to get your thoughts on something. Having a little bit of a dilemma, and I'm just trying to think through a few things in terms of my job. I've got a job that I enjoy. I make what I consider to be decent money. I'm a millennial. I make about $50,000 a year, and my wife and I are working through baby step number 2. And my question is in regards to whether or not I need to be looking for a different job. Primarily because of the income, I know that within the next 5, should I say with the company, 5, 10, 15 years, there's not going to be a lot of income growth potential. However, I love the people that I work for. I really enjoy the people I work with. I really enjoy.
Where do you see yourself if your dream comes true? What do you want to be doing 10, 15 years from now?
Ideally, I'd like to have saved up enough money to start my own business.
Then start that process and begin to take whatever steps you've got to do to end up there. And it doesn't mean you quit today, but maybe you start saving towards that. Maybe you use this job as the way to make the money to save that money to start your own business. Then you start the small business side on the side and get it going. And then it gets big enough that you can quit and go full time. But lay out your long-term goals, and then it'll give you the intermediate goals that you have to do to hit it.
If you don't know what it's all about, Dr. Jolly will tell you on What's It All About, Wednesday afternoons at 3 on KCAA 1050 AM.
The Diocese of San Bernardino wants to invite you to the 14th Annual Bishops Golf Classic, Thursday, December 3rd at PGA West in beautiful La Quinta, California. All proceeds from the tournament, dinner, and auction will benefit Catholic school education in the San Bernardino Diocese. For more information, call your local Catholic school or the San Bernardino Diocesan Office at 909-475-5437.
We have our friend and longtime partner, Howard Russell, who is the CEO and president of Christian Healthcare Ministries. Howard, it works. It's affordable. For followers of Christ, this is, in fact, an actual ministry. It's not just a word in the title of your organization.
There's a wonderful model that members in all 50 states, they pay a monthly membership fee. If they have medical bills, they send those bills into us. We send the money to the member who then pays the bills. That model works because it finds its basis in the Bible in Acts chapters 2 and 4. That's what we do, and we are legal, plus we are more affordable.
You can go to chministries.org. That's chministries.org. And on their website, you can get every answer that you could possibly ever need, and you can communicate with their amazing team. So check it out now, chministries.org.
This is KCAA.
For those of you traveling by air to celebrate this holiday season, LA Ontario International Airport wants you and your family to have a fun and safe trip. For your convenience,
remember, TSA travel rules are for your safety and those of others. LA Ontario International Airport reminds you to arrive early and check with your airlines for flight delays or cancellations.
ONT offers 62 daily flights to 15 nonstop western cities. This year, Santa brings your airport the Pause Pet Assisting with Smiles stress relief program. So, make sure to stop and pause a while, then sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. For more airport information, please visit us at lawa.org. Here's a date you'll want to save. Sowing Seeds for Life is kicking off their third annual Monster Run Walk to Fight Hunger on Sunday, October 25th at the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario. It's a 1K, 5K, and you're welcome to dress up like your favorite monster, or just let the kids dress up. The important thing is to come join Sowing Seeds. They have lots of prizes and even a costume contest for the kids. Remember, every dollar you raise will stay here in the community and help feed kids and families in need.
No sooner done than said on AM 1050 KCAA.
My favorite brain soup. Cream of nowhere.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Andrew is with us in Seattle. Hey, Andrew, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Dave. Thanks so much for taking my call, and thanks for what you do.
Thank you. How can I help, sir?
Well, I have been in my first job out of college here just for 3.5 months now. And yesterday I was fortunate to receive a job offer from a clinic that I had applied to prior to getting this employment. and they're asking me if I would come over there.
Clinic. You're a doc?
I am a veterinarian.
A veterinarian, okay. And why would you leave?
A lot of it has to do with the compensation and benefits package. So,
okay, so what are you making now?
I make $60,000 a year.
And what would you make over there?
The base would be $70,000, although they had told me that after about 90 days it would go to a production-based schedule.
Which would result in what?
Well, if I did as well as I did last month at my current clinic, I would make about $120,000. Given that's not every month, that was a busier month, but even on average.
So this other clinic is going to double your income?
Some months, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, I mean, 1 month a year, or what is your income potential? What do you really think you're going to make at the new place in a year?
85 to 90.
Instead of 60?
Yes.
And you're locked in at 60. You don't get 60 plus production.
Correct. And so I don't think my question is necessarily, do I take this other job? The question I really have is, how do I talk to my current boss, who has been my mentor for 9 years, and who thinks, I think he gets the impression I'm staying long term. How do I even have this conversation? Because I want to do the right thing. I don't want to leave him high and dry, but at the same time, I just had a child. We have a lot of debt to conquer, and this is what we need to do. I don't know how to approach this with him.
Okay, I'm still stuck on the fact that you're 100% sure you need to do it. I want to circle one more time before I land the plane. Okay.
Okay.
Your production, your compensation package at the old place is not going to make you a dime more than $60,000 in the coming 12 months.
Correct.
The other place, the projection is 85.
Yes.
And up from there, probably.
Correct.
Why are they willing to pay you so much more?
I don't know, and that's a really good question. And part of it, I wonder, is if my being employed and being mentored by this particular individual for the last, better part of a decade, if he just has trouble seeing me as a professional or can't compensate me in that way.
So you've only been a DVM for 3.5 months, but you've been working there just helping him up until then?
Correct, yes.
Okay, well, that's possible. That's possible. Well, the way to answer these questions are just change shoes, okay?
Yeah.
You've mentored a young guy all the way from high school, cleaning out cages, all the way up till he gets his DVM. He's been working for you for 3.5 months. You care about him. He's got a baby. He's got veterinarian student loans, and he works for you making 60, and he's got an opportunity to make 85. If I'm in that guy's shoes, I'm happy for you.
Okay.
Wouldn't you be if you had a young man you had mentored and you'd want him to make more and win, right?
Yes.
Now, if there's some things that have been unsaid and he starts saying them, like, I'd like to match that, then you've got a different scenario to look at. And I was kind of hoping you'd buy into this practice in the future. And in the meantime, I'd like to match the production to get you out of student loan debt. I hadn't really thought about it. I thought starting you at 60 was fair, but apparently the market's higher than I realized. Then that gives you something to stop and think about. So, what I'm going to do is just approach it from the angle of how would I want to be treated if I were him? If you were him, how would you want you to treat you? I'd want you to come in and be very grateful for what's happened so far and just go, I know you care about me, and I know that, and I appreciate all you've invested into me, and I've got all these loans, and that extra $25,000 is a lot. I've got to take this unless you give me some kind of reason to not take it, and you're my mentor. I trust you. I think you would tell me to take this. This is you talking to him.
Exactly right. And I recall you saying something similar in the past to another caller. I just don't want to change the relationship by asking for this bump or using the offer as leverage.
No, just say that. Then just say that. Just say that. Okay. I'm not in here to blackmail you. I'm in here in a very awkward conversation. I think I need to take this job.
Right. This is what I need.
And it's awkward because I am so grateful for all you've done for me.
Right.
But I'm not so grateful that I'm going to sit here and make $25,000 a year less, nor would I think you'd want me to because you're a man of integrity.
Well, and if I'm not happy there, then he doesn't want me for a year or 2 years. It's better to break off early, I think.
Yeah. But I think if he's a real mentor, now, if he's using all of this to try to get cheap labor, then you may get a different reaction out of him, and you can't control his reaction. All you can control is how you approach it. But you approach it with class and dignity and gratitude, and in no way infer that he should match it. But if he starts doing that, then you should listen.
Right.
And say, well, I'm happy to talk about that, but I wouldn't want to come in here and blackmail you. Our relationship or negotiate with you, our relationship means too much to me to use this as leverage on you. And so I just assumed I was supposed to take this. But if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But no, I'm not going to stay at 60.
Okay, that's very helpful. And the worst he can do is fire me, right?
Yeah, and he's not going to. And is he a jerk?
Not generally. There's some suspect stuff and kind of red flags and a different culture at the newer facility that I'd be going to. That there's a lot of intangibles as well that make it a better deal.
Well, I mean, it may be that he has been using all of this as leverage on you. In which case, you may get a very negative, you owe me, you're my slave reaction, and you can't control that. All you can do is control you and how you've approached it.
Okay, and the other thing I didn't mention is I have attempted to negotiate in the past, and I didn't get any. They didn't budge whatsoever. So that kind of sends me a little bit of a message.
Yeah, and you can just say that. I tried, and this thing came up, and I had talked to them before I talked to you, and they came back. I wasn't out searching, but they came over and dropped it in my lap, and I had a young man leave here the other day, and he doubled his income. I can't say anything to him except just awesome, good for you. Otherwise, I'm being selfish, and I'm just thinking about me. I mean, gosh, this guy's got a young family, and he doubled his dadgum income. I'll help you pack your desk, It's just, it's good for you, man. I'm sorry. I don't want him to leave, but I'm not matching that. I'm not even going to talk about it. Good luck with that. I hope it works. And, but, it's incumbent upon him to have class in the conversation as well, and you can't control that. And you can't be manipulated by the background in terms of you staying in an untenable situation either. So I think you're taking the thing, and my only hope is that he reacts in a gentlemanly, proper way. Good question. Hey, folks, those of you that lead, those of you that run organizations, and maybe you own the business, your job as a leader is to serve. Real leadership is serving those on your team. And so when a young woman comes in like that, you don't have an option. Now, I've had them come in and tell me some cock and mamie story that, somebody offered them 3 times what they were worth. And I'm like, dude, this is not going to work out because, honestly, your marketplace value is not there. I mean, as your mentor, I'm going to mentor you, serving you. I've told them, but other times I just go, hey, I hope you pack your desk. It's a great offer, I care about our folks, and I care about them having a good life, whether or not it's here. Turns out you can not work here and still go to heaven. It's not a cult. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
What have I learned so far? Well, I've learned there's no one right path for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I could only do so much. My options were limited, very limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I can keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found a new career